in a minute, I'm going to be welcoming the team at Browzwear. I'm going to be welcoming Stefka and Lena from Browzwear onto the stage, and they're going to present around the value potential that exists for digital assets, both up. We were to just focus very heavily there on up into the supply chain, and downstream. Now, that's something I touched on a lot in my introduction. Just how much value potential there is, how you can extend the way that you use 3D asset across the entire value chain. But I know that Stefka and Lena, they're going to put together a real showcase here for just how big that possibility space is, and just how far the value of a 3D asset, provided it's properly created, how far that can extend. So please join me in welcoming Stefka and Lena from Browzwear onto the stage. Hello, guys. Great to see you.
Hi, great to see you.
I will pass over to you. I know from we previously, I've had the pleasure of seeing this presentation a little bit in advance, so I know you're going to walk us through a real kind of showcase of possibility space here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to show.
Very good. Thank you, Ben. We're very excited for the slot we have, and we're very excited to share our very brief but very exciting demo and presentation that we put together for you. We're going to be talking about a flash collection that we've put together for you. So just to introduce ourselves real quick, so I'm Lena. I've worked with Browzwear for over 12, 13, 14 years. I came from Adidas, and then I joined Browzwear 10 years ago. So I have a very broad experience with brands and in all types of different roles within the company. And I'm super excited that Stefka is here with me, so I hand over to her.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stefka de Ruiter. I'm a 3D designer for Browzwear, coming from a fashion design background. I graduated from FIT New York, and afterwards I started my digital journey with Browzwear with the team at Calvin Klein in New York. I joined Browzwear last year, and I am really excited to show you what we have prepared for you.
Thanks, Stefka. So what we've put together now, we really have this scenario of that we want to go away from standard calendar, and this would be something where we usually, even if we have a short calendar of maybe going in with 3 months, it still would take us quite a long time to get something into the market. So that's why we really wanted to explore how could we almost have a revolution of creating a different process of bringing product into the market. And it's away from just dropping product into the market. It's really about sustainability, obviously, but also almost data gathering, because we feel this could be a scenario where we're not sure if a certain client that we want to access to, so we're now thinking like teenagers, 13 to 22-year-olds, if this is really a customer that we already have a foot in the door, are they buying, are they seeing our products? So we want to test this out. We want to get data so that we can go into budget planning for also the next seasons if this is something we want to invest more into. So that's why we came up to do a flash collection. And it's based on styles that we've already approved. So it's styles that we've done in our brand before. They're fit approved, they're material approved. We're also then talking about coming back to this vendor space and vendor onboarding. So we've checked with our vendor if they have materials on site that we can use so that we can go super fast into production. And we really want to show you today with how using V-Stitcher, you can not only do the designs, but also go straight into your marketing channels, sales channels. So I'm gonna hand over to Stefka so that we can kick off this process. So you really will join us now in the process of bringing this collection to life.
Okay, thank you, Lena. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. Lena, just let me know if you can see this.
Yes.
Okay, good. So kind of like a little bit about my inspiration, and so really reading the news and kind of like taking an old inspiration of mine, something that I've always admired, the stars. It's kind of like a little silly, but it really touches me, and like I feel like that through this collection, like I have really developed like really quickly some of the styles that I'll be showing you. So the inspiration is the stars, the eye in the sky. So I have really focused on developing new emblems. So again, taking the traditional design approach as well, drawing and also putting stuff on Illustrator to create different types of artworks. So also like doing some of the renderings in our software.
But can also, am I spotting it right that astronaut in the middle is actually a V-Stitcher rendering?
It is, and I'll show you later how I created it.
I love it.
So let me just go ahead and jump on a little bit further. As Lena mentioned, we have a different customer data, and I've also looked into the trends. I have a feeling that these are the items that are still really, really trendy, and they will move forward. We're going to be moving forward with that. I always like to look at what are people wearing. That's kind of like where I get my inspiration from for my garments. So we're going to be designing some of the items in here in V-Stitcher. So you'll be seeing it in the further collection. So this is kind of like the collection overview. I'm going to kind of like zoom in a little bit for you to be able to see. So I'm using a lot of like patchwork, and so a lot of like screen printing as well. So these are just like some really fast items that could be done in V-Stitcher. And these are some of the approved fabrics and the colors that we have created.
Cool. We've talked about, we can go into that a little bit later as well, that we talked about that with like 3D and digitalization, it's almost like the role of a designer that it becomes like you may have a new job description all of a sudden because the roles are just defined completely new. So this is also a lot that, I mean, we now are really feeling when we design these collections that all of a sudden you become a different designer, and you all of a sudden have so much more opportunities and exploration opportunities.
Yeah. Cool. Also, different opportunity, Lena. I must say, like, working in the fashion industry, it's so challenging to get even working for myself, like getting a dress form that is like a male and a female. It's so much cost. But in 3D, you're able to create avatars or use the Alvanon dress forms to be able to really see the fit and visualize it if you would like to create a gender neutral collection, which we are hopefully creating.
So we did already. So we dressed all the garments that we have. So we picked selected styles that would work gender neutrally, and so we dressed them on different other forms so that we can really see that they would work across.
Yes. So the next step is to kind of pick one per item. So for this one, I picked the cut and sew sweater vest. We see also here different size ranges. I find it really super easy to grade my pattern in V-Stitcher and be also able to create different size sets and see what, for example, a 46 is versus a size 54, or an S versus an extra large.
Yeah. So as this is a super quick collection we're designing, I really want to make sure that we get this logo right, because we won't have time to really do much more design reviews or even fit meetings than what we're having right now. So can we go into the style so that we can actually look at this logo and see if the screen works across all those sizes? What we also focus a lot on is that we can send these data to our vendors. So it's really something is quite important to us, that out of V-Stitcher we can create the tech pack and we send it straight to them, so they have all the information that we worked on today.
Yeah, so here I am showing an Alvanon, two different types of Alvanon forms. One is more realistic, what you see on the right-hand side, and one is the one that I fitted on. So using the multi-avatar, I'm able to create this, or I can just go ahead and hide it. And I am, as you can see here, I'm using all different types of snapshots. So I think this is also super great because we're able to like really go into each size individually if we wish to. So I'm going to remove this avatar for now, and I'm going to go into the 2D window because this is where I'm going to become a little bit more technical and place the artwork. So we can check Lena. I'm going to also minimize this window. So we want to place it on the left-hand side. So here is my pattern. Going to go into my materials. So for the materials, we actually checked in with our vendor, and we decided to go for these knits. But you can always go into our library. So this is like where all of the fabrics are to be able to pick something off from that to start with. So here is my artworks. I create the artworks by myself. Basically, I'm always like drawing. So this is like an embroidery patch that I've created. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it with my select tool. So as we can see, as I drag it along, we can check the sizes, Lena. Into the size range, because my pattern is graded, here you can see my grading. I am able to go into the size range really quickly and visualize it this way. So as you can see, a small, my sizes vary from an S to an extra large. You're able to really scale up as much as you wish. So here we're able to divide the artwork. So this is a suggestion that our software gives you, but if you want to divide each of the sizes individually, specifically for the grading, you're able to do that by dividing by every size.
So for me as a product manager, that's always about cost. So if I can, I would like to minimize the use of different screens. So this is great because I can really define how many screens do we want to use? Can we get away with one screen? And then maybe what we want to do is just change the placement a little bit. That will change the grading that now the software is giving us, and that would change it to actually the placement that we would like. And when we export this is one question was if it's actually accurate. So it is. So this is the pattern piece, and we see the accurate measurement on the pattern piece. So this data is sent to our vendor then, so they can really measure then where this goes, and also the because it is the pattern, the fit is also reflected later on when we do the fitting. Cool, I'm happy with that. So if you're okay, then we could do that and go back into the overview. So because we defined the collection, and then what we want to go ahead is then we'll hand it over. So basically one thing is that we want to want to also skip doing photography and pass it on. So we're actually able to provide that to our other team members and other departments in the company. So we create cutouts, and then we sometimes also create content for stores, so that if we have sales teams who work with partners that would just like to see how it will look in the store later, we can also then provide data that we can do for like a storeroom visualization.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually one of my favorite parts. I kind of like saw everywhere online, wherever you go, like, you know, like how the internet always makes suggestion to you, like, oh, this is the full look, but you know, here you can find the assets. So I kind of like to see the full look in one, because that's kind of like my vision as a designer, is to design a full look, and then obviously each garment individually. But as you can see, I have divided my whole look, so you can see like the overview. Great. And on the right hand side, I hope you like it.
How have you done that? It looks amazing. Have we done that with an agency?
No, actually I created this in V-Stitcher using an HDRI lighting, and just played a lot with exposure. It's kind of like a way of like, you know, shooting in V-Stitcher, and I want to show you how to.
I think we all want to see that. So just going back again into this different revolution of how we're then designing or taking product development into another level. So we can put that into our online shop, and we can get data from our clients and from our customers back before we actually place this order. And as I said, reserved material, we have a manufacturing slot ready, so we can actually really go have a different approach of bringing this into the market instead of actually ordering and then hoping that will land a piece. So that's what I'm actually thinking. I'm kind of missing like an it piece, like something that really stands out if we're talking about this whole topic, Space Week. Do you have something for me?
I do have something for you. I am taking my favorite item actually of the season. I designed it actually in the past season, and overall something similar to this. I'm like super obsessed with it, and I have actually seen it everywhere on the runway, New York Fashion Week, obviously. And I kind of want to repeat it. I think we don't need to always reinvent the wheel as designers. We can just like use something that we truly like and we believe in, that's a good product, or just something that really inspires us, something that is fun and that you can like rewear over and over again. So this is the overall Lena. So what I'm gonna do is I started actually playing around with it today. I haven't really fully finished it, but I just want to quickly show you how I just simply just drag and drop the different types of fabrics using the type of cup marks that we have. And if we are limited on time, then I just remove the cup marks. But as a designer, I kind of want to allow myself to really explore in the beginning, not really remove myself from the creativity. This is where you come in, you tell me like maybe maybe we should remove the cup mark. So I'm gonna make everything blue, for example.
Cool.
If we are short on time, for example. So here I'm going to add the same type of fabric onto the pockets. And I'll also add some of the different batches that I have designed in Illustrator.
Do we have one question if the patches have to be an image or if we can take vector-based files?
So yes, I have currently all of these images I think are vector-based files, but you can add a JPEG, you can add a TIF and a PNG. As long as it's like, like a clear background. But what I really like is that it's a vector-based art. So it's designed in Illustrator. So as you can see, I don't know when I'm sharing my screen, my Illustrator is open. So I'm just going to zoom in to kind of like show you how also the different types of placement, but I can also change the color through here. So if I don't want orange, because we do have a lot of yellows actually in our collection, maybe perhaps I can do the little spaceship in yellow. I think this looks really nice.
I do as well.
And then I'm going to add a little all over print that I've already created on the neckline. So I'm just going to zoom in and add it to the neckline. So it's right here, and I'm just going to use it like this. I can use also my texture tool to like really move and make sure that the Browzwear is kind of like lined up like really nicely. Okay. And I can also change the print for it to be like yellow to match the little spaceship. Why not? One other fun part is also using the Adobe Substance integration tool. So here I have also some type of space dots. I'm going to drag and drop it on the leg right here. You can do it either on the 2D window or the 3D window and adjust it afterwards. And I'm going to use my material mode and go into a different type of texture. Currently, I'm going to use the glitter print for this artwork, and I'm going to use also the mirror shape and material. So it's kind of like similar. What do you think, Lena?
Very good. So we have, and these are standard ones that we have in the software, but if you're using Substance already, you can create your own designs and just bring them in as well, an application. Yeah, okay. I think we should launch this and sell it. We want all of those pieces too. So
I want some of them. I want to make them. So maybe I'll make them.
Now show us how you can do and we also saw you did you brought in the helmet, so we can also do accessories, and that's quite important because we do have a lot of outdoor brands as our clients who actually do trial helmets, because you might have a climbing helmet and you want to put a jacket and hood on top. those kind of things, or have a backpack and then see the functionality. So we can see it here. And how did you do the cool backdrop? Show us quickly.
Yes. So what I did is I imported an HDRI light. So in VStitcher, you can like really play with different types of lighting. So I go for the HDRI. As you can see, I have so many of them. I feel like I need to like create my own library of HDRI lights. So here I have the Kloppenheim. And I've already set a specific light to this, so 107, and click OK. So you can like really play also with the different types of exposure. And then I just, to check exactly my placement, I go into the V-Ray, because this is basically how we preview the HDRI light before we render it. So I always make sure that that I click on the V-Ray to check. As you can see, it's kind of like looking really cool. I can also like give the helmet like a navy blue look, and I can also make the glass transparent for in the future. But this is just like a quick way to show you that like how I create mine editorial like content.
Cool. So let's just quickly, before we're being kicked out, go into styles, or just to show everyone how we would share it then. So this is again, so we share it with either vendors or internally, or you can even sales team can then share that with their accounts. They can use the style zone to get write comments, to also get information, and we really have the opportunity here to see the whole collection. So we see all the items we can do a last run through, and then we also, I think, did the outfit, so we can really see it on an outfit level. The ones that we want to propose or push, and which ones we want to then go ahead with.
So as you can see, we can add some description to this, and I've also like selected and added images of each individual item. So it's almost like you're going shopping. So here I'm going to add all of the assets. 1 second. I'm going to go into exit out of presentation mode.
And we have, should I just answer the last question then?
Go ahead. I was going to put it to you anyway. So
yeah, we have a trial version. Yes, so we do have a trial version. So you can, it's our indie program. So you can anyone can join and sign up, and you also get access to our Browzwear University. So you'll be able to learn the software from start to becoming actually a professional. So please, check our website for that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So Stefka, Lena, I really appreciate this. It was fantastic seeing it from start to finish. It was fantastic seeing that entire process of bringing something to life in 3D. A bunch of other people have beaten me to it in the comments, but if you make that overall, I'm here for it, to be clear. Like I would legitimately buy one of those. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that overview. I think it's demonstrated just how far a 3D asset can go and how far a 3D workflow can go. Right, placing individual artwork right the way downstream to building looks for the consumer. Everything all originating from the same 3D asset, same associated 2D pattern. So I hope everyone will join me in thanking Lena and thanking Stefka for their time today.